Good morning. Today on Spotlight, meet 4 young Detroit entrepreneurs and business owners putting their footprint on the city they love. As Detroit reinvents itself, they are breaking the traditional business mold, and with great success. Chinanye Akune, Melissa Butler, Ken Porter, and Tamara Hurd will be my guests. It's Sunday, October the 13th. I'm Chuck Stokes, and this is Spotlight. And welcome to Spotlight. I've gathered together 4 Detroit entrepreneurs who I think you're going to be fascinated by their stories, their journey, and what they hope for their businesses and the city of Detroit. I'm going to just go down the line so you can get a preview of who we're talking to. Chinanye, I'll start with you. Let's just go down the line, your name, the name of your business, and what kind of business you have.
Yes, my name is Chinanye Akune. My business is Ilera Apothecary. It is an organic and vegan beauty tech company.
All right, very good. Melissa?
I am Melissa Butler. I am the founder and CEO of The Lip Bar, a vegan, cruelty-free cosmetic company that really exists to streamline your beauty routine.
All right, excellent. Kim?
My name is Ken Porter. I'm the president of Porter Media Group. We're a communications company that serves conferences, corporations, and community events.
And last but not least, and you've been here before,
Yes.
but it's been a little while.
Yes, Tamara Hurd, and I own Corporate 52 Marketing Group. We are a promotional swag marketing company, and we provide branding items to some of the largest companies in the country.
All right, let me ask you a question. We're always hearing about the revitalization of Detroit and young people trying to come back to the city of Detroit, trying to follow their dreams. Do you all feel, because I'm just looking down the line, none of you are old, you're all young, youthful. Do all of you feel like you're a part of that and you're contributing to that, and that is really what we're talking about here in Detroit, is revitalizing it and starting this next generation of entrepreneurship? Anybody?
Yeah, well, I actually started my company in New York. I was working on Wall Street, and I saw the change happening in the city, and I was like, I have to be a part of it. So
you left New York to come to Detroit.
I left New York and I came back home because I really wanted to be a part of the renaissance happening here. And at that point, we were a lot smaller than we are now. And since I've been here, we've been able to hire, we have like 18 people on our team now. We opened up a storefront downtown Detroit. So it means a lot to me that, number one, the city has accepted the Lip Bar in such a way, but also that I am also able to be a part of that renaissance. So absolutely, I feel like I am a part of a growing startup community here.
And you're close to the Shinola Hotel.
Yeah,
there.
the Lip Bar opened up a store right behind.
I bet you were
the
glad when
Shinola
it finally
Hotel.
opened up, weren't you?
Listen. Absolutely.
But it's been a great attraction for the city. Yeah, and people, I know you get this all the time, you were on the ABC show Shark Tank.
Yeah, we were on Shark Tank very early in our journey, and we didn't get a deal. They were incredibly cruel to us, but we just kept going because we believed.
You didn't
so
let that stop
strongly.
you.
No, we believed in our purpose and our why to change the way people think about beauty, and the city of Detroit has been like such a big part of that journey. So I'm just grateful to be from here. I'm grateful for you all to have me on this show, and just like for the city to really support Detroiters in a way that I could have never imagined.
And you're visual proof that if you go on Shark Tank and they don't pick you, it doesn't mean
doesn't
the
matter.
end. It just means that's just another little blip, and
Yeah.
great exposure, and you're doing very well. You're in how many Target stores now?
We're in 450 Target stores across the country. We just launched a makeup system. The company is changing and evolving in a very similar way to Detroit, like just really reimagining who we are and how we serve our customers in a big way.
All
It's
right.
exciting.
It sounds exciting. Chinanye, tell us your story and your journey.
Yeah, so I started my company shortly after I moved to Detroit. My youngest brother was looking for an organic deodorant. He transitioned to a completely vegan lifestyle. And so my background's in chemistry, so I helped him create it. I gave it away as samples at a birthday party, and people loved it. So I started just like selling deodorant to friends and family. And people just really gravitated towards it because it's completely organic, aluminum free, does not harm your skin or your body. And so I just started creating that. Over the years and with support from Detroit, people have been asking us for other items. So we introduced our skincare line with our body washes, body butters, our entire home collection. Also the resources I found in Detroit by doing the different entrepreneur programmings through the Build Institute, Tech Town, all of that has really helped us in my business, and really getting that foundation and then the support from the community has been amazing as well.
All right, very good. All right, I'm going to take a little break. When we come back, we haven't gotten to Ken or Tamara yet. We're going to do that right after this break. Stay with us. And welcome back to Spotlight. Ken Porter, tell us about the Porter Media Group.
Porter Media Group is a communications company. We specialize in event marketing, corporate communications, and also marketing for nonprofit community organizations. And we do that through creative design as well as storytelling.
All right, your business is located in Southwest Detroit?
That's correct. We're located in Southwest Detroit, inside the GAA building. We're Bill Picard, he's the chairman there, and Sylvester Hester. Our operation is out of there. We've been there for 3 years.
So that's a nice incubator to be able to have that access to.
Absolutely. So being there, we were able to build a lot of great partnerships with other companies that worked with GAA and Dr. Picard. So we actually produced his book, Millionaire Moves. We handle all of the book production for him in-house. And we do work and marketing support for GAA as well.
All right. Tamara, you were here maybe a year ago,
2
maybe
years.
a little longer. 2 years? Okay, so
Yeah.
time flies. At that time, you had started your business, but a lot has happened in those 2 years. Tell us about how the business has grown and who are maybe some of the new clients that you have. I know you work with a lot of the professional sports teams.
Yes, and we are continuing to grow. We're actually venturing out into some other areas, like we're working with Quicken Loans now and Rock Ventures. We still love working with our smaller companies as well because, we love to support them. And we just got a call from I told you, the team in New York. And so that's exciting. Actually building the team as well, hiring new people, that actually signifies growth. So it's exciting.
I know that you work closely with Ray Waters, that he
Yes.
was a tremendous mentor for
Absolutely.
you. And the people in the business world know who Ray Waters is and,
Yes.
and how much he has tried to work with small business people and help them
Yes.
grow their business. What did that mean, having that relationship with Ray?
Working with Ray Waters and Detroit Development Fund as a TA provider, it's been a great opportunity. It's been, I've learned a lot from Mr. Waters and his team as well. And, people call me. I'm actually surprised, but, people do call me for advice. And, I try to direct them as best I can. I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm still, navigating waters myself as I go.
I know definitely they would want to make sure that people know what they're doing, they have the support that they need, because your support system is going to be very key. You want it to be strong. If your reasoning for entrepreneurship is because you don't want a manager and you don't want to report to work, that's not a strong enough reason to be an entrepreneur, because not only are you answering to your employees, you're answering to your customers, you're answering to your vendors, you're answering to the general public. They are your managers.
So you're always answering to somebody,
answering
whether
to
it's your own
somebody.
business or not.
Exactly. And not only that, but now you're putting in 16 hours of work per day versus clocking in and out. So you really want to make sure that you have a very strong support, and your reasoning goes further than not wanting to work for someone or just wanting to make a lot of money.
I was thinking to just the Motown celebration that they just recently had. And I thought to myself, 60 years ago, when Berry Gordy started Motown, we were in the height of a segregated America. There were all types of reasons that I'm sure he could put on the board as to why I should not start this record company, and what in the world would make me think that it would become a worldwide success. But he did it. And looking back on it now, everybody says, oh yeah, that was great, what have you. But stop and think about 60 years ago when he stepped off that plank. Are you all sort of there in terms of, I believe so much in what it is I'm offering out here that I don't worry about all the other societal things that are going on. I just go out there and do it.
You kind of have to put all that to the back of your mind, because if you don't, it'll cripple you. And yeah, you have to believe in yourself and know that you can do it and fulfill your dreams. Absolutely.
Barry Gordy is one of my favorite business owners. I love the process that he created to music, and while he started his business in such a tumultuous time, I think that ultimately he knew the value for the end consumer. He knew that the world was ready for more as it relates to the music world, and I think that as an entrepreneur, you know, aspiring or very much so established, you have to understand why your customer wants your product or why they need your product, even if your product doesn't even exist yet. So with Mr. Gordy, he created something that was revolutionary, and I think
You have to know that there's a market out there, or at least believe that there's a market out there.
And you have to believe in yourself, and you have to approach business in a way where it's like, I know that my customer is going to need this and they're going to value this. So I don't think that there's necessarily a right or wrong time to start a business. It's more so having an understanding of why your product deserves to exist.
All right, Ken, I want you to weigh in on this. I'm going to take a little break. I keep taking breaks on you. All right, gives you time to think a little bit more. We'll come back and we'll pick up with Ken Porter. All right, stay with us. Ken, I took a break on you, or pick up on you.
All right.
Same question to you.
So I feel like Detroit actually has a lot to offer right now. And for me, it's always about you get out of it what you put into it. And so I know for us at Porter Media Group, like we're in all day, pretty much every day. We're putting a lot of effort into the business, trying to grow the business and take it to the next level. And so for me, kind of being boots on the ground in Detroit, I see all of the opportunities available to entrepreneurs right now. So if you go into it for the right reason, and for me, the money was not my main motive for going into business. I knew that I had a passion for something great, and I knew that I could offer a product to clients that were in need. And so there are many programs available in Detroit, like the Detroit Development Fund, you know, with the entrepreneurs of color. And the city of Detroit itself has a lot of programs available right now that you might not see in other cities for Black Detroiters that are going into entrepreneurship.
Yeah, you've been involved with the Detroit Homecoming. You've given back in many ways to society. You give back to African American males in particular. Why is that so important?
You know, I grew up in a big family, and I have 6 other brothers and 8 sisters. My parents were, you know, definitely.
That was a big family.
Yeah.
They called you to dinner. You had to get there real fast, right?
Yeah, and so, you know, growing up, I'm thankful of the opportunities that we had. We were blessed in our family, but a lot of people, in particular young Black men, they don't have that same privilege and they don't have that same opportunity. And so I knew that I had to do something to kind of help and give back to the future leaders of Detroit, in particular, like I said, the young Black men. And so I work with the Campaign for Black Male Achievement and with the Be Me community as a Skillman Vanguard Fellow, because those programs really are very key in building up the beloved communities for Black men and boys.
Yeah. Let me ask all of you, because this is one of those questions that we get as this regentrification is going on and revitalization of Detroit. You're all entrepreneurs of color. Does this play into what you're trying to do? And is that something that's of conscious and of mind and of particular importance? Or is like, you know what, I am, but I've got my business and I'm dealing with my business in the midst of reports. Just recently, a week or so ago, there was a report that came out. I know Greg Bowens came out and they were criticizing some of our leaders for not doing enough for people of color who want to do business in Detroit and grow their business in the city of Detroit, in a city where African Americans are still the majority, even though things are obviously changing. Anybody could take that off.
Yeah, so I think it's incredibly important to make sure that we are tapping in to not only the next generation, but also like each other. like as entrepreneurs, like you never
Networking.
know what you can do to leverage your relationship with the person sitting right next to you. So with that being said, I think you just have to always be open to and making yourself accessible. So right now, I feel like because of the Lip Bar success, I have become a person that people reach out to for advice very often. And even though I am still, in fact, building the blocks of my business, I try my hardest to make sure that I lean in, because there was no roadmap for me. There was no blueprint for me. I did a lot of it on my own and bumped my head a ton of times.
Sure.
So if there's anything that I can do to prevent someone else from making mistakes or, you know, having to learn the hard way as I did, I think that is in fact my responsibility.
And if elected leaders are asking you for advice on what they can do from their positions to maybe make things easier or more accessible, what advice would you give them, whether it's a local leader from city council, or it's the governor of the state, or it's the president of the United States?
Well, I think one of the interesting things is like access to capital, for instance. A lot of people want to start businesses, and entrepreneurship is very trendy right now. But like, you know, getting a loan, for instance, to help start your business, the requirements are quite stringent if you don't necessarily have collateral to put up. And it's like, what if I have this great idea and I have this great traction, but I need funding to grow my business, and some of the loops and hoops that they have you get to or go through, they aren't necessarily some that you can actually do. So I would urge that people don't cast such a blanket net as to like what makes a business successful, or what even the potential of success could be based on requirements that may not work, especially for the millennial generation. We talk a lot about people being in student loan debt, right? But it's like, I can't have a house, I can't put up collateral for a house because I have this student loan debt. So times have changed, and I think that it's going to require a bit of change from the leadership perspective.
You want to add to that quickly before we go to the break? And then when we come back, I want to talk to all of you about the future, what you see from your business maybe 10 years from now.
Well, I'll add to it. So as far as what leaders can do to help the future of Detroit, in my opinion, Chuck, I feel like there needs to be more awareness about the opportunities that are actually made available to entrepreneurs of color. And so if they put a stronger effort into like kind of making sure that we know about it, I think that'll have a major impact on the city.
All right, so communication is a key.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go to break. When we come back, I want to talk about the future.
All right.
If I'm talking with you 10 years from now, what might we be talking about as it relates to your business?
All right.
We'll be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back. All right, 10 years from now, if I'm talking to you, what are we going to be talking about as it may relate to your entrepreneurship? Tamara?
I would say Corporate 52 Marketing Group will be a huge global branding company.
All right.
I mentioned this on
Still
your
based
show.
in Detroit?
No. Well, the headquarters is in Detroit.
Okay.
This is home, right?
But spread your wings.
Definitely. I'm looking actually to get to California, office in California, and expand some business with my customers out there as well.
Okay.
And also,
So when winter time comes, you
Yes.
go work out there,
There you go.
and then you come back here in the
Yes.
spring, right? Check on the
Yes.
headquarters.
Yes. And also, I have a new brand called Swaggles, so it's geared towards dog
Yeah,
lovers.
tell us about it. I heard about that.
Yeah. So the Paw is the brand. So we sell, we have apparel, shirts, wristbands, anything pretty much that you can wear. But the most important thing is that that we can donate to the animal shelters and animal cruelty organizations that actually help and support
And I noticed
dogs.
on your website that you have people from all different cities.
Yes.
And you have that weaved into the name
Yes.
of the city. So you're obviously thinking national and
Absolutely.
perhaps even global.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Where do we not have animals, right?
I love my dog, so she's like my child. So yeah, so it's cool to see people that really love their dogs.
All right, we are crazy about our dogs. I'm a dog lover too. Ken?
Wow, Chuck, in 10 years from now, I want Porter Media Group to be a company that definitely stretches beyond the city of Detroit. I hope to have an office in other cities in the Midwest and be able to employ more people. Right now, we're working on one of our major projects is the new Gordie Howe International Bridge. And so for us, that gives us recognition on a global or international scale.
Sure.
Wallbridge is one of our top clients here in the city of Detroit. And so, expanding more local contracts. And the purpose of it is really to just continue to build up to provide those opportunities to more Detroiters and people abroad.
And how did you feel when you got, I think, recognition as one of the, is it top 10 entrepreneurs of the year?
So yeah, that was through Crain's Detroit as one of the 10 businesses on the rise. And then recently the Michigan Chronicle 40 under 40. But just nothing but honor. For me, I don't go into it trying to win an award. I don't think any of us, do that. I go into it and I work hard, boots on the ground, like full speed ahead. And so when you do that, you look up and then you're being acknowledged for an award.
Yeah, and that 1-year-old, probably motivates you more than anything.
Oh
right?
man, yeah, he's something. Him and the wife, yeah.
Absolutely. Melissa?
In 10 years, I hope that the Lip Bar would have completely changed the way women approach their beauty routine and helped streamline it. We just launched a makeup system that is really designed to allow women to get more go out of their beauty routine. It's really for makeup beginners. And so with that being said, I hope that we make such a big splash that we completely disrupt the beauty industry, and at which point we are acquired and I can start investing in other entrepreneurs like us.
So the Maybellines and all that, they'll be talking about the Lip Bar because
Absolutely.
Because you will have sort of reinvented this.
I would have completely changed the way we think about our beauty routines, and ultimately, we ended up raising money. We have a national presence now, and when you're trying to grow your business and you need money, it's so difficult to do that. And I want to make it easier for entrepreneurs like us on this stage, like entrepreneurs here in the city of Detroit.
All right. Chananya, we'll end on your note.
Yeah, so in 10 years, I definitely see Ilera Apothecary being a multinational brand. We've already started to lay the groundwork by even the ingredients that we use, making sure that they are vetted from the European Union, which has very stringent standards. So our goal is to have vertical operations all over the world where we are growing our ingredients. We have our relationships with co-ops. We're doing everything in-house even through retail. So my goal is definitely global for Ilera Apothecary. After Detroit, our next place is definitely going to be my home country of Nigeria. So just making that natural jump from there.
All right, weaving it back across the
Absolutely.
water. All right, thank you so much for coming in, and best of luck to all of you.
Thank you.
Sure, giving a lot of people out there watching inspiration to follow their own dreams. All right.
Thank you for having us.
All right, it's an absolute pleasure. And we'll keep tabs on you as well. Tamara's proof of that, right? We'll get you back. All right. And we want to thank all of you at home for joining us. I'm Chuck Stokes. We'll be back next week with more Newsmakers in the Spotlight. We hope you have a great week.